Perfect. So welcome, Jana. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you already know, my name is Justin Schaefer, and I am the Associate Dean of North American Enrollment and Study Abroad at ACG. This is our team. So my colleague, Ms. Mara Misdeo, is the Dean of North American Enrollment and Study Abroad at ACG. Like myself, Mara is also based here in the United States. And then we have two members of our team, Eli Grapsas and Evita Psoni, who are based on campus in Athens. So the reason I think it's important for you to sort of put some faces to the names is throughout the enrollment process, should you choose to apply to study abroad at ACG, you will be working with all of us at one point or another. And I always like students to know that we have team members that are here in the States and we have team members that are in Greece. So regardless of the time difference, where you are, what you need, any time of day, there's always someone that you can reach throughout the process. So I always like to get started just talking a little bit about why students choose ACG. Obviously, in looking at a study abroad semester, you have a lot of different options for where you want to go and what you want to experience. So I know I'm a little bit biased, obviously, since I work at ACG. But I think there are a lot of great reasons why students choose Athens, a lot of great reasons why students choose Greece. And I've put some of these reasons down here for you. But I think probably the most important reasons why students tend to choose ACG or choose Greece for a study abroad experience boil down to three main things. One is obviously our location. I mean, first of all, we're in Greece. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. You're in the center of the Mediterranean. We have lovely weather and beautiful beaches. Who does not want to study in Greece for a couple of months? But studying in Greece, because of our location, it's really, really easy to travel around to other parts of the world as well. We're connected, we're a part of Europe, obviously, so we're connected to the other European countries. We're very close to the Middle East, we're close to North Africa, we're close to parts of Asia. So if you're interested in traveling a bit during your study abroad experience, exploring other countries as well, Greece is a really great jumping off point to do that. The second reason why students tend to choose ACG is in our name. Obviously, we are the American College of Greece. So as an American institution, everything at ACG is taught entirely in English. We follow the US curriculum model with some differences, which I'll talk about later. And we are US accredited. We're also a partner of NCC. So you know that if you study abroad at ACG, that it's not going to be difficult for you to find courses and that your courses are going to transfer back seamlessly into your program at NCC. And then finally, probably arguably the most important reason why students choose ACG would be the affordability factor. Greece is consistently ranked as having one of the lowest cost of living in the European Union. It's a very, very affordable place to live. So for students who are conscientious about their budget, who want to get the most bang for their buck out of a study abroad experience, Greece is a really, really great option for you. It's very cheap to dine out, it's cheap to buy food, to shop, cheap to travel around. It's not uncommon to go get an entire lunch for just 2 or 3 euros, which is less than $5. So it's a very affordable place to be based. A little bit of general information about ACG as an institution. We were founded in 1875, so we've been around for almost 150 years. So we are not a new institution, you know, it's not our first rodeo, so to speak. We've been doing international education for quite a long time. And we're really well established in Greece as well. Within our neighborhood and within the country as a whole, we're a well-known institution. You can see a couple photos here of our campus. These are actual photos of campus, but I'll talk a little bit more about our campus later on. We do have a 64-acre private gated US-style campus. So I've been to NCC before, I've been to your campus. If you're used to that sort of campus experience where, you know, there are different buildings, you can walk around, you're getting sort of that same experience at ACG as well. However, we are in Athens. It is an urban environment. So once you leave that campus gate, you are in a city. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, so to speak. I've also placed our enrollment profile down here for you. So you can see that last year we were roughly about 4,200 students. So we're not a super huge university, but we're also not super small. We're just enough, I always say to students, to get an experience that You're going to be studying alongside a lot of diverse students coming from all over the world, but you're not going to be overwhelmed. We're not a 10,000, 15,000 student campus. Just so you know a little bit more about how our student population is broken down, you can see from the data here that we have been internationalizing more and more as the years have gone on. This is a big mission of ACG. We want to eventually be sort of equal between our Greek students, our US students, and our international students. But from last year, you can see we were roughly 60% students from Greece, 30% students from the United States, and 10% international students from other countries from all over the world. So if you're looking for that Greek sort of immersion experience where you're going to get to meet a lot of Greek people, study alongside Greeks, you're going to get that at ACG because obviously a large portion of our population are students from Greece. But you're also not going to be alone in that experience because there are obviously 30% of our population from the United States, both study abroad and degree seeking. So it's a nice mixture, I think. And it offers you the opportunity to sort of get different perspectives. So you're not only going to learn from the students from Greece or from our international students, but you're going to learn from other US students coming from other parts of the States, from other institutions with other perspectives and backgrounds. A little bit more about our facilities. Again, I know I'm a little biased, but I think our campus is pretty spectacular. We do have some pretty amazing facilities at ACG. And I've listed some of them here. You can see photos as well. Our John S. Bailey Library is sort of one of the central jewels of campus. It was just renovated last summer, and it's actually the largest private library in the Balkans. So I know it sounds a little boring, a library, but it's a really beautiful space. It's a nice space to hang out, to do homework, to catch up with friends, to do a group project if you have one for your class. We have excellent labs on campus, both computer labs, science labs, many smart classrooms. I don't know what your major is, Jenna, but if you're studying anything that has to do with finance or business, you'll be happy to know that we do have a simulated trading room, which you can see in the bottom left-hand photo here. We are the only institution in Southern Europe that has this technology, so it's a really big deal, not just for ACG, but for Greece as a whole. We have many companies and organizations that come through and use our trading room as a training facility. We also have top-notch athletic facilities. I'm not sure if you're involved in any athletics or interested in athletics, but if you are, just so that you know, we are the official training site for the US Olympic team in Greece. So what that means is every time the Olympics come back to Greece, the US Olympic team is housed on our campus and they train in our facilities. So that just goes to tell you that we do have Olympic quality athletic facilities on campus. They are pretty spectacular. And as a study abroad student, all of those programs are open and available to you. So if you want to play a sport or get involved in athletics, you can absolutely do that while you're abroad. And then obviously Greece, we have a long history of tradition in the arts, both visual and performing. So we have fantastic art spaces throughout our campus, including a pretty amazing 5,000-piece museum collection. The neighborhood in general, we are located in the northeastern section of the city of Athens in a neighborhood called Agia Paraskevi. It's a really great place to be located, in my opinion, because you're really easily connected to all parts of the city, but you're out of the hustle and bustle and craziness of the downtown touristic area. There are metro stations, there are buses, so it's really easy to get around. If you want to go downtown, go to the big tourist neighborhoods, you can access them within 20 minutes on the metro. But you have a more authentic sort of real Greek neighborhood in Agia Paraskevi. So you're really getting sort of that really authentic experience of what it's like to actually live in Greece. We're also only about 20 minutes from the international airport. So if you do plan on traveling a lot during your study abroad experience, it's really easy to get around. Again, it's an urban environment, so everything that you need is there in the neighborhood. We have grocery stores and shops and restaurants, cafes. There's, a shopping mall with an H&M just a few minutes walk from campus. So it's really easy to sort of get around since we are an urban environment. Life in Greece in general. So I think when a lot of students and people think of Greece, they tend to think of two things. They think of the ancient history and they think of the beaches and islands. And yes, those are wonderful things about Greece, but there's so much more to see and do and explore in Greece. So I always like to tell students when I'm talking to them about life in Athens or life in Greece that I encourage you to get out and explore as much as you can. Take advantage of the opportunity of living in Greece for any extended period of time. There's so much to see and do that we don't see in the tourist brochures here in the States. It has a really varied topography. So if you're in mainland Greece and you're going up north, there are beautiful mountains. There's actually excellent skiing in the winter months, which people always find shocking because when they think of Greece, they think of it being a sunny paradise all the time, which for most of the year, I have to say it is. The islands are spectacular. There are amazing beaches to explore. And I do hope that you take advantage of seeing those places while you're studying in Greece. Academics, I won't get into too much detail, but just so you're aware, we do offer quite a decent number of programs within 3 schools. There are over 1,000 courses that are offered at ACG every single academic year. And why this would be important for you as a study abroad student is that just means that you have a lot of options in which courses you would be able to take while studying abroad at ACG. So regardless of what your major is at NCC, I can pretty much guarantee you that you're going to find classes that are going to work for your schedule if you choose to study at ACG. We have a School of Business and Economics, School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and the Francis Rich School of Fine and Performing Arts. Faculty at ACG. So our faculty is just as diverse as our students. They're coming to us from all over the world. We have many faculty members who are Greeks, faculty members who are from the United States, international faculty members. And I think one of the things that makes our faculty members really special is that they're not just academics, they're not just lecturers, they're really experts in their fields. 82% of our faculty hold PhDs in their fields. They're participating in conferences, they're doing research, they're publishing. So we really want our students to think of the faculty not just as your professor, but as a mentor while you're at ACG, somebody who really knows the field in which you're studying and who can really guide you. Student life. So I think one of the great parts about us being an American institution abroad is that we have all of that same sort of student life activities and services that you would expect from any other school here in the US. It's not always common for European universities to offer clubs and organizations and academic societies on campus, but since we are an American institution, we offer all of those things that I'm sure you have at NCC. So as a study abroad student, again, all of this is open and available to you. We want our students to be active and involved in our community. So I hope that if you do choose to study abroad at ACG, that you do get involved in a club or a society or an organization, or you do some sort of volunteer program. We offer a lot of them on our campus, just something to make sure that you're getting involved in our campus community. We have a full range of support services and a designated office, our International Student Services Office, who are really your go-to person for everything that is non-academic while you're at ACG. So if you need help with anything from mailing a package to planning and organizing a weekend trip to an island or maybe another country in Europe, you can go to that ISS office and they will help you with that. They really are there to be your main point of contact and your support system throughout the entire time you're studying abroad. Housing at ACG is a little bit different than the traditional dorm style housing you would see in the States. What we offer are apartments. So we have 4 residence buildings that are located within the neighborhood of Agia Perovskivy. They're not right within that 64-acre campus. So I think the furthest apartment from campus is about a 15-minute walk. So it's really not bad. It is an urban environment, so you're going to be used to walking a lot, just because that's part of city living. They are full service apartment buildings, and the apartments are fully furnished. So they come with everything you need. You don't have to worry about bringing anything from home. No, dishes or sheets and towels, pillows, all of that stuff is there for you. They are very safe and secure. Greece is very safe and secure in general, but they do have 24-hour security. There's also 24-hour security on campus as well. You do need your student ID card to be able to swipe yourself into campus as well as any of the residence buildings. There are also live-in RAs, as well as some residence life staff who have their offices within the residence buildings. So if you need anything at all, day or night, there's always someone there who can support you, who can help you or assist you with whatever you need. And the photos you see here, these are all actual photos of actual student apartments, actual common spaces within the residence buildings. The top left-hand picture you can see is the rooftop terrace of the R1 building, which has spectacular views of the city of Athens. It's a really great place to sit and study, have a coffee, hang out with friends. I find myself spending a lot of time up there whenever I'm on campus. There's also free laundry, so you don't need to worry about taking your clothes to a laundromat. You can wash and dry everything right there at home. There's a small gym area in the R1 building. So if you don't feel like going all the way to the fitness center on campus, but you want to work out, you can do that right at home as well. So they're really nice spaces. I have to say, every time I see our apartment buildings, I always tell the students I'm super jealous of them. Their apartments are actually way nicer than mine. So it's a really nice place to live during your study abroad experience. Dining at ACG, well, a lot of students come to Greece to experience the cuisine. Greece has amazing food. It's a Mediterranean cuisine. It's really varied, so it's different from island to island, region to region. There's a lot to taste in Greece. So for on-campus dining options, we do have three. We have Dipnos Sophisterion, which is our main dining hall. And that's just like any other dining hall that you would see at any other college or university here in the States. There's a grab-and-go stuff. You can get snacks. You can get pre-prepared salads or sandwiches, grab a coffee. But there's also a counter where you can order things, anything from traditional Greek dishes to a slice of pizza, a burger, pretty much whatever you want. Think of any other cafeteria, and it's essentially the same thing. Venitis is another cafe on the opposite side of campus in our communications building. That's more of a grab-and-go cafe. So if you're running late to class and you want to grab a snack or a coffee or a quick sandwich, you can grab those things there. And then finally, we do have a Starbucks on campus, which students are always very excited to see. It is a really great Starbucks. It has a beautiful outdoor deck that's 2 levels. So again, it's a really nice space to sort of hang out, spend time, study, chat with friends in between classes. And then, as I mentioned, there's a lot to taste in Greece. So I've put down a couple of my favorite restaurants that are in the neighborhood around campus here. I hope that if you come, you have the opportunity to try all of them. My favorite would have to be the one all the way at the bottom called Tsitsi. They offer really amazing traditional Greek food. It's very, very well priced, and they have a really nice outdoor seating area. It's sort of like you feel like you're on an island, even though you're in Athens. So it's a really nice place. I hope that you go to experience it when you come. Athletics, again, I already mentioned, so I won't get into too much detail here, but if you are interested or if you do play athletics, you can see a listing here of what we do offer. Excursions. So there are actually 3 excursions built into the ACG program. You don't have to pay any extra for these. They're already a part of the program, and they're really, really great trips. So we can't always guarantee exactly where you'll be going because it does change from year to year, semester to semester. But more or less, we always do 1 island trip, 1 trip to a cultural heritage site, and 1 trip to another city or town somewhere in mainland Greece. I've put some photos here. These are from actual student excursion trips. These are photos from and of actual past study abroad students. So you can get an idea of where we've taken students in the past. And then the listing that I've put over here on the top, Nafplio, the islands of Hydra and Aegina, and the day trip to Delphi, those are the pretty common trips that we tend to do. So you can assume that it would be to one of those places. We also offer a guided tour that is part of your orientation week. It's a really, really great tour, and it's not mandatory, but I highly recommend that you take advantage of it. It's usually the Saturday after orientation, and we have a group of tour guides that take you from campus into downtown Athens. They show you not only the big sites and things that you want to see and learn a little bit of history about the neighborhoods and where to go and how to get around, but they really do a great job of trying to acclimate you to the city to make sure that you're going to be okay moving around during your time living in Athens. So they take you down into the metro station, they teach you how to purchase a metro card, how to use the system, where to go, what to do. So highly recommended. It's a great, great tour. I go on it often, and it always ends with a really, really nice lunch right in central Athens. Health and wellness. Okay, so obviously, given everything that's happened this year, we all know that health and wellness is super, super important right now. So we want to make sure that if you are abroad with us at ACG, that you're staying as healthy as possible. We have a lot of services available for our students to keep them healthy. Firstly, we have our health and wellness. There are a staff of nurses available to you. So if you get sick or have a cold or needs anything medically at all, they are there for you. If it's something a little more serious, or if you need to see a specialist or a doctor, they are also able to assist you in that. They can book appointments for you. They can take you. They can find doctors who speak English if you need that for any reason. Hopefully you will not, but if you do, it's available. We also have a wonderful counseling center on campus, which is available to students at no cost. So if you're feeling a little homesick or whatever, for whatever reason you feel like you want to talk to somebody, you do have that service available to you. There's obviously our fitness center, which you can see a photo of in the lower left-hand corner. But our health and wellness center does a lot more than just those things I've mentioned. They also do a lot of activities and events throughout the semester to get students engaged and active and keep you fit and healthy. They do nutrition and cooking demonstrations, and they're really, really great events. Specifically, the Rise and Shine Yoga at the Acropolis, students always rave about that. You can see a photo right in the center there. I've never done it myself, but from what I hear, it's a pretty amazing experience doing yoga on the Acropolis as the sun rises over the whole city of Athens. People say it's spectacular. So if you go and you're into yoga and you're an early riser, because you have to get up very early, I hope that you participate. Safety. So again, as I mentioned, Athens and Greece are extremely safe. There's not really much that you have to worry about in terms of safety when traveling around Greece. The number one thing to be mindful of is just you are in a big city, you are in a foreign country, so just be mindful of your belongings. The biggest issue that we have in Athens is pickpocketing. So if you're in big touristic areas or if you are on public transportation, just be mindful of your belongings. Other than that, for the most part, you are okay. We do always encourage students to enroll in the State Department Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, but you'll hear a lot more about that through the enrollment process, so I'm not going to get into it now. I've already mentioned orientation. Just so you know, we do have a fully comprehensive orientation for students. So you're not just going to arrive in Greece and be thrown to the wolves. You are going to have a whole orientation, just like you did at NCC, where you're going to learn everything from learning how to get around campus, how to use the technology on campus, learning our policies and procedures, learning about safety and security, student life, everything. Part of orientation week and arrival, we also pick students up from the airport. So when you arrive in Greece, you'll be picked up from the airport and brought immediately to your residence to move in. So we sort of manage the whole process from beginning to end. Visa, I'm not going to get into too much detail. Just know that if you do not have EU citizenship, you will require a visa to study with us if you're studying for a semester, either fall or spring. It's not a difficult process. We walk you through everything. We assist you with the whole process. So I'm not going to get into too much detail now, but just know that if you do choose to apply and attend ACG for fall or spring, you will need to obtain a visa. And I think that's it for my general presentation. Jana, if you have any specific questions, feel free to unmute yourself and chat, or there's a chat box as well. You can type things in there.
Thank you, Justin. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, thank you, Whitney.
Thank you, thank you. I'm going to